Hey everybody, I'm back. Video 3 of 365. Super excited that I'm sticking with this. It's super fun. I love this. I was trying a different setup today. I've got a different mic. I was trying it out and I didn't have enough time to get it going. So he is right here. He will be in the shot a little bit, but I'm going to have to figure him out later because he's not working out very well with me right now. He's not playing well with me. So, just going to kind of try to look at this green light instead of look at myself so I can make eye contact with you instead of myself. So I'm going to have to practice that and get better at it as I go. So that's the point of doing YouTube. I really, truly feel like I'm going to gain more skills talking like this and just be better at speaking, because public speaking is my number one greatest fear. Like, number one, I'd rather be shot than speak publicly. So I thought I'm just going to do these videos because hopefully it'll help somebody else come out of their shell, because I have had pretty debilitating social anxiety all of my life. But yet I'm kind of like, I'd say I'm introverted, but I'm really not introverted. I'm kind of extroverted. And so I love talking to people. But I do get drained sometimes, but I love talking to people and I love sharing what I know, and I don't get to share what I know very often unless I'm seeing clients. So I am planning on seeing some clients again soon and going into more coaching and teaching and starting up my membership. And in the next couple weeks, I plan to be talking to a lot more people. So and if you're ever interested, I'm going to put my email down below if anybody's ever interested in working with me. I love to work with any of you. That's something fun. I think it'd be cool to just, meet people off YouTube. I think that's going to be so fun. So today I'm going to talk about a little bit about Joe Dispenza. If you've never heard of him, he's a really cool guy. He was a chiropractor, actually. And he had an accident and had a spinal cord injury, actually, and they told him he'd never walk again. So he started meditating, and for like 6 weeks, I believe he said he meditated for like 3 hours a day. And he would just train his mind to go back to the present moment. And, our minds trail off all the time, but he trained himself to go back to the present moment, and he ended up healing his spinal cord injury. And so when I heard about him years and years ago, I didn't realize how cool he was until I really got into his work. But I was looking for a class that, I was like, oh, I've taken these workshops, online by him. And so I found a workshop or a class that was associated with a university. And I was like, oh, do they have a degree in, quantum physics or, what do they have here? And so I signed up for a doctoral program and a PhD. It was both combined. And the degree was in integrative medicine. And so I didn't know what I was going to do with it. I've been a licensed clinical social worker been licensed for almost, I guess it's 9 years now. I've been practicing for 11 almost. And so I decided to go to this school. It was all online. It was fun. It was a little overwhelming, but it was fun. So I went through 26 classes, and then I created a study where I did, there was only 9 people in the study. 3 people I did EMDR therapy with. I did meditation with 3 people, one of Joe Dispenza's meditations, and then the other 3 people I did both EMDR and meditation. And even though it was only 9 people, the results came out as meditation being as effective as EMDR therapy with emotional trauma. So then after I completed the study, I was going to write my dissertation. I tried for about a year and it just would not come out. And I was like, I don't need this. This is actually affecting me, affecting my mental health at this point. So I wanted to let go of things that just didn't align with me anymore, so that I could do this really and continue on with what I really want to do, which was create life spells and make it be a really cool program and membership and all the things that I want it to be. So I decided to let go of a few things, and so here we are today. And so that's how I found the school, was because of Joe Dispenza. So so he's been teaching his methods for years. He's awesome. He has workshops that are in person, and he has these meditations that I think they meditate for like 35 hours in a week. I haven't been to one yet, but I'd love to try it. But people heal through these meditations. I mean, it's crazy how many things have been healed through, his workshops. And there's success stories, a million of them that he posts on YouTube. So check him out. But I took some notes from some of my classes with him, or some of my workshops that I took online. And so I'm going to get into some of that eventually. But one thing I want to ask is, what do you normally think about during your day? Are you aware that pretty much 95% of what you thought yesterday was, in today's day? That's what Joe Dispenza talks about, how we're basically 95% of what we thought yesterday, we think today. And so that only leaves room for just a small percentage of new thoughts to come in to change us or for us to grow. And so I thought about, where do we normally spend our day? Is it in anger? Is it in despair? Is it in, I don't have this, I don't have that, I need this, I need that? Are you in lack, or are you in abundance mentality? So that's something that I want people to start with, really small. I've got so much I want to teach on the channel, but I want people to start really small, and I want you to do this little, it's not a technique, but it's kind of like homework, I guess, fun work, but just kind of like sit there for a few minutes today and think, what am I thinking? And then what am I feeling from that thought? And is this something that is from the past, or is this from the present moment? Most of our thoughts are from the past. So we have to really consider, am I living in the past or am I living in the present? Because most of the time we're living in the past and don't even know it. And so our thoughts and opinions come from all the events we've already been through. And the brain, actually, this was something really cool that I learned, was that the brain doesn't know whether or not something is happening now or in the past. So when you go into your imagination and you start imagining something, could be anything, your brain thinks that it's happening now and that it's real. So you can create a memory just from imagining something, which when you imagine something, it creates a feeling, and you're imagining all day long. You just don't really realize you're doing that. But when you consciously do it and you go within your mind and you close your eyes and you start imagining, your brain thinks that it's happening right now. And so I think that's why we experience a lot of despair when we've been traumatized in the past. We can remember those events so vividly. And so our brain thinks that it's happening now. And so our body feels like it's happening now too, which puts the body into fight or flight mode. And so that's whenever we think that there's a danger. It's a perceived danger. It's not really happening now, but if you think about it, it's happening now. That's what the body thinks and feels. So we have to be really careful about what we're thinking, so we can elevate our emotions during the day. Because if we have elevated emotions, then our body starts to go into relaxation and starts to be able to do what it's naturally able to do, which is digest food and relax and all the natural things that the body needs to do. But if we're in fight or flight, it has more trouble getting to that place. So when I learned that the brain just thinks that whatever we're thinking is happening now, I was like, man, that is so cool. I want to learn more about this. So through my digging throughout the years, I started learning about law of attraction, law of assumption, and I really like the law of assumption a lot. That is where I'm going to stick with. And in my membership, I really want to do some experiments and have people, just have us do experiments together and see what data we come up with. Like we've seen everybody else's data. I kind of want to see my own data from my own studies that we could do, and just see what happens and create a membership that maybe hasn't ever been created before. So, and I thought about that recently. Actually, I came up with that idea probably a few months back. But the last couple days I've been thinking like, oh, that'd be so cool to get like a bunch of people together and then we all do some sort of experiment and then see what the results are. And another woman I came across, or another person I came across in my doctoral program, her name is Lynn McTaggart, and she wrote the book, The Power of Eight. And she talked about doing this, how you create groups of 8 people. And you have like this common intention for the group. So say somebody has, a physical ailment of some sort. The group just focuses on, intending to heal this person from whatever they're going through. And you just do that for like 10 minutes. It's amazing what happens. It is amazing. I'll kind of tell a story about that some other time of what I experienced in a group once. It was kind of crazy. But when you set an intention, it could be on something good or something bad. It will happen in some form. You don't know how it's going to happen or how it's going to show up exactly, but it always does. It's so cool. So I want you guys to think about, what am I thinking during the day? Where am I spending most of my time, most of my thoughts? Because that is what is going to get projected out into your 3D reality. So we're living in a 3D reality. Again, we're going to talk about quantum physics, just a little dibble dabble through that because it's so over the head, but I encourage people to research it because it's super cool to learn about. But so I started thinking about, obviously been saying this a million times, think about where your thoughts are. Where do you dwell the most? Are you thinking about, I don't have this, I don't have that? Or are you consciously noticing, hey, I've got enough. I'm good. I'm feeling good, feeling great. Where are you normally sitting? And know that that is where your future is being created. And another thing about the future is there really is no future. There really is no past. There's only now. So when you ask what time it is, just say, oh, it's now, it's now, it's now. There is no time. It's only now. And that comforted me a lot when I was going through a lot of things in my past, because if there's only now, you can create anything from your now, anything. You can create any kind of feeling you want right now, because the next moment is a now, and the next moment is a now, and the next moment is a now, and you're all the way, into the future. The future is made up of all these nows. So your future is taken care of if you are only in the now. And if you're dwelling in the now, you've got total control there. That's where you can program your mind to think whatever you want it to think, and it will get projected out and you'll experience it. So this was like a really simple video. I'm going to get better and deeper into this stuff as I plan the videos, because I didn't really plan anything. I'm just kind of getting used to talking and seeing how I feel. And I'm not ever going to edit. Like I said, this is just going to be me on the fly. And I've got so much that I hope helps you. But if you'll just surrender to the now moment, remember that, take that with you, surrender to the now moment, and ask yourself, who am I being right now? Who am I? Who am I being? Am I being in lack, or am I being in abundance? And remember that you're creating your future from your now. And so you don't need to worry about your future. You don't need to worry. There's no need to worry. In fact, when you worry, you're teaching your body that there's something to be worried about. You're perpetuating it every time you start to worry. So if you start telling yourself, I have everything I need, I'm always provided for, my world works for me, because it does. So remember that, take that with you. My world works for me. What would that do if you really thought that, or really believed it and took that in? My world works for me. That's interesting. What would that mean? That feels kind of good. My world works for me. You don't work for the world. You're a human being, not a human doing. So you really just need to be in your now and see what happens. So it just has to be practiced. This is all a practice. So this is part of the foundation that I want to teach is, where are your thoughts? Who are you being? Are you in the now, or are you in this perceived, future that you're creating from a state of lack or worry or fear. And what would happen if you flipped that over and you started saying things like, my world takes care of me? What would happen? So leave a comment below and let me know if anything changed in your life after practicing this for a day or two. You never know what could show up. So thanks for watching, and we'll be back tomorrow with video 4. See you later. Bye.